So, a lot of people are intimidated by, astrology. It's misunderstood, and a lot of people associate it with, dark magic and all this. But there's a lot of positive things about it.
Yeah.
And the great thing is that I'm here with someone that is familiar and knows what she's talking about. And it's a whole process. It's a whole thing that you have to educate yourself on. And today I'm going to be educated, and I'm here with Jalisa.
Yes.
And Jalisa, let the people know about your platform and what you do.
Okay, I am Jalisa Danielle. I am an astrologer. And yeah, I've been doing this for a little while now. And so this is exciting because you have absolutely no idea what I'm about to say. Don't lie to me, for one. Because if I know your birthday, I already know what kind of person you are. And somewhere around like the 1700s, they have come up with this agenda of like, it's evil, don't look into it. But before, and from what I've studied, is that people around in like the 1600s were using it, doctors were using it. They had to pass certain tests,
Interesting.
astrology tests, because each zodiac sign rules a different body part. And so they use that and apply that knowledge to diagnosing illnesses and things like that. And I wrote an ebook.
Would you say that the information that you can get from this could actually help you maybe have a baby on a certain day at a certain time, and that baby can go on and be a millionaire?
I do not do future predictions, but there are certain alignments that do show, when it's best for you to have a child, or energetically when you probably will. Some people look at like the sex of the child. There are certain houses in astrology that do determine children.
We're going to dive into what I have going on and figure out, learn about ourselves and how we can, like I said, navigate this chaos a little bit better, or kind of know what to expect. Because like you said, it's about, learning your behaviors. Why are you the way you are? And with this, do we learn about, energy blockages and stuff like that?
Yeah, you can. And you can also, like, you become aware of yourself so that you can find balance. It's not so much like you cannot change who you are. Like, for me, I cannot change being an Aquarius and, having this futuristic thinking, futuristic mindset, or wanting to talk about those kind of things. So this is what I'm looking at, just for reference. I'm looking at this chart. That's it. So this is what I'm looking at.
And this chart right here, it looks kind of complicated. How long did it take you to learn to look at this chart? And all I see there's symbols on there. It looks like a ruler or something.
Yeah.
Like, how long did it take you to learn how to read this thing? Because it looks super complicated.
Well, when you quit your job, you got a lot of time. As soon as I wake up to when I go to sleep, I'm studying, I'm reading. Like, I have books and they're all in my bag. Like, it's not just like, oh, let me just Google something. Like, it's legit, like, studying like I'm in college or something.
So if I'm toxic, is this going to help me be less toxic?
Yeah, because you're going to become aware of your behaviors, and you're going to stop blaming other people for why you do what you do.
Oh, perfect. Then I think a lot of people need this thing.
Okay, are you ready?
I am ready.
Are you sure? Are you nervous?
A little bit.
Okay.
But we'll survive.
All right. So, you are a Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is a fire sign. Sagittarius is a mutable sign, meaning that it can adapt to change very well. I'm in a Sagittarius moon. So a lot of times, even with like traveling and stuff, when things go awry, it's just like, whatever, like, let's just do whatever. It's a masculine sign, meaning it's more logical thinking than it is like emotionally based. So a lot of times, fire signs, air signs, like, can be perceived as like, you don't care, you don't have emotions, that was mean when you said that, those kind of things. But where your sun sign, because you're a Sagittarius sun, so your sun sign is your soul personality. It's who you are at the end of the day. Your sun sign is in the house of friends. So you having your sun sign there can make you somebody who has a lot of friends, a lot of big social network, and you are the center of those people. They need you, kind of thing. Sagittarius is the archer. So the archer hits its target. It's that, it's that arrow. It can make you very creative, because the house of friends and network is actually the Aquarius house.
Okay.
So, future thinking, innovative. You're always like, oh, AI this and AI that. All your energy is in the Aquarius house, so you'll behave more like an Aquarius.
Oh, that's interesting.
So that's why you're always like crypto and anything that's future thinking. That's that's what you're always talking about all the time.
That's interesting. I like that. That, you know, just because you're a zodiac sign doesn't mean that you won't.
Everybody's different. Everybody, you know, you could be a Sagittarius, but have the makeup of another sign or a whole bunch of, say, a whole bunch of Aquarius placements or something like that. It'll make you more like an Aquarius. Because every zodiac sign placement, wherever it is, has a positive and a negative. The negative of where your sun sign is that you can be a little bit domineering over people, thinking you know everything, because the sun, wherever the sun is, it acts like a Leo. The Leo is ruled by the sun. It wants the spotlight, it wants the attention. And so you being the center of it, you also can think like, well, then I know what I'm talking about. I'm, you know, just like a very
super
hovering over people. But your moon sign is actually in Libra. So you are a Libra moon, which means your moon is your emotions, your mind. It's associated with your mother. So you being a Libra moon, you're actually a 29-degree Libra. You're almost a Scorpio moon, like 1 degree away from Scorpio moon, which is why time matters whenever you're doing a reading, because every minute counts. Your rising sign or any sign can change.
Man, by a minute?
You need to be accurate, as close as you can get. People think you're just very like, you know, just delivering things with no kind of emotion, detachment, or something like that. That's why. It's a cardinal sign. A cardinal sign are the starters of things. Like they start a business or they're entrepreneurial type of thing. It is also ruled by the justice skills, which means a lot of time Libra placements can be people pleasers because they don't want to rock the boat. They don't want to upset anyone, and so they tend to say yes on things that they don't want to say yes to. Your rising sign is your body personality, how you appear to everybody before they get to know you, before they get to know your emotions. And it's really how you present yourself to everyone. I'm Scorpio rising. As you can see, I like to wear black all the time. Scorpio is a darker type of energy, and I never knew why. I always gravitated toward like black clothes, like or seeing something and I'd be like, do they have that in black? Do they have it in gray, dark gray? Like, I just like that type of energy. But you're actually an Aquarius rising. Aquarius is known to be different and weird and rebellious and futuristic thinking, innovative, creative. So I did notice that about you. You are always talking about something AI. Like, that's how I learned about it last time. I'm an Aquarius. I'm an Aquarius sun. So I was like, how do you know about this? But it is an air sign as well as a communication sign. It is the smartest sign of the zodiac. And I'm not just trying to be biased, but
she does know what she's talking about.
It is up there with the intelligence. Aquarius is ruled by the planet Uranus, which is the unexpected, sudden things. Like sometimes I just say things or do things and people are like, oh my gosh, like, can't believe you just did that. And I'm like, who cares? And so it's like I said, a very rebellious type of, individual. Like, we need freedom. Can't tell us what to do, because that's not going to be good. Don't like to be bossed around. That's do you have siblings?
Yes, 2 brothers.
Do you feel like
I have a twin brother, actually.
Do you think you have a twin brother?
Twin brother, yeah.
What? Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you feel like they got treated different than you?
Yes.
Better nourishment than you?
Yes.
Okay. How did I know this? I don't even know that you have siblings. Your 6th house of work and health and routines. So the area of life will fluctuate, meaning you can go into debt and then you can gain that money all over again.
I live a high stakes type of...
It's like a gambling type of thing, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. So Aquarius rising also can be like non-extremist in their views. So like for me, I'm like, astrology! Because Scorpio is all about the occult and hidden knowledge and stuff like that. And also I have the Sagittarius in me that wants to preach and teach. But Aquarius, like at the end of the day, I'm still an Aquarius and like, I'll tell people about it, but I really... if you believe, you believe. If you don't, you don't. So whatever your belief system is, Aquarius rising, like, you're just not like too extreme. Right. Like you'll believe in it and cool, and this is my thing kind of thing, but it's not too much. So your communication sign. So your communication sign is the Mercury sign. So whenever somebody says, I have Mercury in this, it's how you think, how you receive information, how you give information. Yours is in Scorpio. Mm-hmm. So again, Scorpio energy is very like jealous. It can be obsessive. It can be investigative. It's all like
so toxic.
Gonna dig and like if you think somebody's lying to you, you're not just gonna like let it go. You just kind of you're gonna look for the answer. You're gonna see like Let me see if you're lying to me, because I'm going to dig up the facts, you know. So that is Scorpio energy, very intense.
My ears are hot.
Do you?
And my palms are sweaty.
Do you travel a lot for this?
Yes.
Well, yeah, because I just see you on online. All right, so the Mercury placement here can make you travel a lot for work. You are good with this position. You can be good with dealing with people in a high authority. So big wigs, you know, kind of people got a lot of money, people got a lot of status. That's
higher right now.
I'm just saying. And however, though, this placement, because like I said, every positive, negative can have like disruptions in career. So maybe you were doing something for 15 years and all of a sudden you're like, I'm going to do this.
Facts are good.
Wait, what were you doing before this?
So I've switched between film stuff and then technology stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so
I've actually chilled with the president of Microsoft, so shout out.
Oh, wow. Okay. Big wigs. So big wigs here. This is another thing about astrology. Once I see somebody's chart, like now it becomes sure, even though they might not be aware or sure about like their own placements, their own energy, their own gifts, I'm like, okay, now that I know that Frank has the communication to be able to deal with people in higher places, I'm like, hey, talk to them for me.
Yeah.
Because they're going to listen to you. These stars have aligned for you to have that gift of being able to go talk to people. I don't know the people that you know. My circle is a lot different. So if I need something, now I know, like, well, I can really ask you to ask anyone, because it's all people in authority. It's all people in authority. It's not just some. It's all people who are in high positions. You can talk to them. So your Venus sign. So Venus for a man is the type of energy that he would want in a woman. I'm going to say woman. I ain't going to say partner. I'm going to say woman. Okay. So the energy now that he wants in a partner. So yours is in Sagittarius. Very rare sign. I think you're probably the only person that I've seen with Venus and Sagittarius. So you would want a partner who has Sagittarius type of energy, who can either teach, who can either like travel. They need to travel. They need to have some kind of like philosophical mindset into like some kind of either religious structure, some kind of spiritual structure. Because if you don't, it's frustrating. So the Venus and the Mars. The Venus and the Mars is very important in relationship because, you know, you can match in emotions, you can match in communication, you can have great communication. You have Mercury Scorpio, so you can talk to a Scorpio and have that kind of conversation. But when it comes to relationship, if you have somebody who's like in a Cancer or some kind of like Earth sign, they like to be at home in homebodies. So if you see somebody with like Venus in Cancer, they're going to want to be at home. For the most part. I mean, they could have like a lot of Sagittarius somewhere else and they could be more inclined, but that's the part where people really need to know that you can't force people to be how you want them to be. Like they already have a certain type of energy. Now you can get people out of their shell, and you know, I've done that before with people who don't have my placements, but they're a little bit reluctant. It's not going to be so like, yeah, let's do it. It's more going to be like,
I'm just doing it for you.
Yeah, like, I mean, compromise is cool. You should compromise in a relationship, but overall, that's not going to be how they are normally.
Taking the information, it would almost be like, if you find these things that align with you, then you could essentially call it true love.
No. So this is another disclaimer, because everybody's like, where's my soulmate at? Oh, tell me who my soulmate is. So there's no perfect person. And mathematically, to try to get somebody who's going to align with every single placement, that's not going to happen.
Interesting.
It's not going to happen. I don't care. Maybe the creator will have somebody for you, but there's always going to be something, because every sign has something positive and negative. There's always going to be something that you don't like. And it's maybe not be so intense, like, oh, I hate, you know, but it's like a little annoyance or something. But as far as like understanding, because you can have a Mars-Venus match, but that emotional sign doesn't match. The communication sign doesn't match. And so that's the part where people can connect with somebody on like a sexual level, but then they're like, man, their conversation is terrible, you know, or whatever. And so it's like, what are you willing to compromise on? What's more important to you? So don't look for there's somebody out there for everyone. Some people do hold those flowers, and you know, some people do, like, they do that naturally.
Gotcha. But
to be somebody who has that in them, but then also fall for somebody who's not like that, who's more practical, you can't force them to be the romantic type. You have to learn who they are at their core. And if you don't want to deal with that, it made me be a lot more forgiving of people, especially growing up in my own life circumstance. And, you know, why do we have to deal with this? Why were you like this? It's already set for you when you were born. Like, my chart could have been pulled the day that I came out of my mother. And it was like, this is the path. This is how she's going to be with you. This is how your parents are going to be. They're going to split. You know, it's already there. It's already there. You just have to become aware of it and learn it. And, you know, even teaching my own parents about this, and my own dad and mom being like, I don't want to say like things were not their fault, but it's kind of like that's the path it was going to go on anyways. So
Destiny,
you can't,
almost.
Yeah, like you can't be upset, and it makes people feel better about it themselves and the decisions that they made. But sometimes, you know, people find out a little bit later than they want to, and so it starts to like unravel everything, and you're like, oh my gosh. Did I choose this life? But anyways, going back to your Venus placement. So again, Venus is the love. It's also things that you value, tangible things like earthly things, material items. So having the Venus placement in the house of like career, public image, like a marriage could benefit your career kind of thing. A partnership could benefit your career. Or the negative, the love is in the career house.
Yeah.
You know, could fall for somebody who you're working with or whatever. This person that I did a reading with, that literally happened to them. They were married, found somebody, started dating both of them, got divorced, and married the other girl.
I'm sweating right now, I swear to God.
Yeah, so your Jupiter sign. So Jupiter is the planet of expansion. It's also, wherever it is in the chart, it expands that area of life. It could expand your waist too, but it expands whatever area of life. Doesn't necessarily mean good or bad, but it also can bring good fortune. Again, depending on whatever sign it's there. It's also the planet of knowledge too. So the Jupiter sign of knowledge paired with whatever zodiac sign, those two energies, like you know a lot about these things. Yours is an Aquarius. Yeah. Again, the futuristic thinking. You have knowledge of the futuristic type of things, the innovative type of things, anything that's creative or forward thinking. And then just really having like some kind of like progressive ideals. Like Aquarius is progressive. How can we help humanity? How can I help the people? That's me all the time. How can we make people better?
I had a meeting like that today, and that was the thing. How can we help downtown and bring people here? How can we help each other out?
How? So yours is in the house of self, So it can make you very, your success is a social success because you're always out meeting people. You're always, Aquarius energy is the humanitarian. It's also the connector of like, Aquarius is known as being like the master networker. So knowing a lot of people, you have an abundance of the network. You know a lot of people. So it does make you have like a jovial mindset. You're always like smiling, laughing.
Yeah, because I have no choice.
But this placement can make you gullible, and it can also make you gain weight. It can also make you feel like faithless in love because Aquarius energy. Aquarius is very, has the most difficult time with relationships because of the detachment energy too, and wanting the freedom and rebellious, and, you know, people think like, oh, you don't care kind of thing. So the more Aquarius placements you have, the more you feel like, oh, I'm never going to find somebody. I'm never going to find the one kind of thing. You know, I'm an Aquarius. So what happened to you during 27 to 29 years old? Anything major, significant kind of thing?
Yeah, there was a big career change. Yeah. And all the people that were around me, they were gone. So I essentially had to start over.
Okay, so that is called your Saturn return. So Saturn returns, they happen like almost every 30 years, pretty much, if you give it to live up to 90.
Interesting. Every 30 years.
Yeah, so you will go through a situation where it's like, well, this is the thing that I need to apply for the next phase of my life. Because it's always something, a lot of times it's always something big or major, either like a wedding, a birth, a career change, a move. You know, sometimes people lose people, like, you know, physically, death and stuff like that. So those kind of things happen during that time. And so what I encourage people is like, whatever happens during that time, it's not your fault. It's like that had to happen in order for you to apply that to the next part of your life. For me, it was a breakup of a 10-year relationship. And so I was like, oh, my life is doomed. Oh my gosh, I'm never going to move forward. And, but now learning all of that, you think about all the things that happened during that time. And it's like, I know what not to do the next time. So that's just what happens. And like I said, it's called a Saturn return. You'll go through it again when you're closer to 60 years old. But yeah.
Now, whenever I talk to young guys, I describe it as it's like you're going to face your own hell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, during that time, yeah. So your Saturn is paired with Sagittarius, so it's kind of like a generational thing too, or like around the same time, because I have the same placement too. So it's challenges or obstacles in belief systems. So I grew up Catholic, and then I was in a Baptist church, and then now I'm doing astrology. So I went through all of these like, what are we believing in? What is this? Like I'd be in church and I'd be like, why am I not feeling what they're feeling? Or like they're running up and down the aisles and I'm like, I could feel and I believe in the Creator and I believe, in God, but it was not on the level that some people and how they were, and it was just a little too intense for me. So you actually have your Saturn placement in the house of career and public image. So that area of your life could have felt like, oh my gosh, when am I going to get through this? When am I going to finally see what I want to see or be where I want to be kind of thing? It takes a long time. So the Saturn energy it rules Capricorn and Aquarius. So Capricorn energy, Capricorns are very like hardworking and they're very like all work first and then play kind of thing. So that Saturn energy is the discipline and the structure in that area, wherever it is in that part of your chart.
True.
It can make you, like I said, very ambitious and really wanting to achieve some kind of success.
True.
So the Saturn placement in this area of your life can make you prosper in the second half, like be very prosperous in the second half of life.
Second half of life.
Well, like after like 35,
okay.
Kind of like you're,
True.
It's like getting, it gets better. Like it's like.
Facts again.
Okay, facts again.
What's the deal today?
Do you think that you would be okay with like, are you okay with like solitude? Are you okay with like working by yourself?
I'm a lone wolf.
Yeah. So that's that type of energy. Usually like that part of your life, people have this placement. I know somebody in particular who's very close to me has this placement. They are becoming more of like isolated in their work and they want to work alone. That's the type of energy in that house. But there's always a negative. It can make you selfish. And just
correct again.
make you selfish. Or people can like try to discredit you or have you ever had somebody try to discredit you or what you're doing? Okay, so all right.
So crazy. I swear my hand. I swear, look, feel my hands. I swear I'm sweaty. I swear it's just crazy.
Do you feel like your ideas about things are not like everyone else? Like I have this idea and we should do this, and everyone's like,
yes.
Oh, what are you talking about?
To the point where I feel stuck in 2023.
Oh, okay. All right. Yes, because the more Aquarius energy you have, you are forward thinking and people don't get it because they need to catch up.
Nice.
They need to catch up. But, that is the...
And we're in Texas.
I want to say, I want to say that's the downside of having all of this Aquarius energy. It's like you're so into the future and people are like, it takes them a while to catch up. And then finally when they catch up, you're like, I've told you that. I said that. I've been saying that for a long time.
It's funny because I've said that too. At the end, it's like, it's not right. But I was like, you know what? In the future, I can't wait to say, I told you so.
It's me all the time. I told you so. So again, this placement or the negative, like I said, separate from friends, separate from groups, and then having a lot of like emotional upsets.
Oh, sorry, my palms just got sweatier.
Okay.
I already know how to respond.
I'm an Aquarius, so friends come and go, and I don't care. You want to leave? Bye. What I don't do is reach back out and be like, why not you going to be my friend anymore? You unfollow me. Okay, bye. Like, there's because Aquarius is the air energy. It's the masculine sign. It's the logical sign. It's not as affected when people go.
Yes.
I really just care about my core family. I get upset. I do get upset when people you don't want to talk to me for that reason. In my head, I'm like, that's so stupid. But then I'm not like trying to fight for it. I'm not trying to fight for you to like, why don't you grow up?
So in other words, I guess can I stop talking to someone out of nowhere, even if I've talked to them for
You
for
mean
a while?
ghosting people?
I could disconnect so fast, but because I believe in what I'm doing and where I'm going.
Yeah, you can detach. It's the like the most detached sign too. It's just,
oh really?
It's just
the
like
air sign.
The air signs, yeah. Well, mostly Aquarius. It's like I said, it's the detached. It's very detached.
Oh, I thought it required practice, but I see where it comes from.
No, it's not that hard. It's kind of like you want to be like you want to be free, but then you're like, no, I gotta work. Like no hard work. You know? Are you kind of like? Yeah, okay, you kind of like that. Okay.
Yep. Facts.
So having this placement or that Neptune placement, like I said, it can make you creative. It can make you or it can make you compassionate too with friends, because Pisces or Neptune is the healer. It's the healer of the zodiac, so you want to like always like help your friends.
Like an empath, right?
Yeah, like you want to help your friends all the time or do something for them. Yes. All right, so wherever Neptune is in the chart, it also can give false expectations, false ideas, because like I said, it's creating like this, it's a creative sign, but it also rules the house of the subconscious, the dreams, the outer realm. So you can have this fantasy about, wherever people have that in their chart, they have like a fantasy about, this is how this thing is. So mine is in the house of like money, possessions, those kind of things. So I spend money on creative things. I spend money on the arts, but I also have this idea that like, oh, if I spend $500, I'm pretty sure I'll find it on the ground somewhere. I'm pretty sure somebody will just hand it to me, you know, as I'm walking down the street. Like it can give that kind of like delusion. So you could.
Does that work for you?
It does. It can be delusional. Yes.
I heard that does work.
Be delulu. Be delulu. But you are delulu about friends that they can be unreliable. You have expectation that they're going to come through for you and they don't. Is that true?
True. Yeah,
oh, okay. Yeah. Well, there you go. And so I got two more.
Gotcha.
So your Pluto sign. So Pluto is the planet of like power struggles. It's that Scorpio type of energy. This is also a generational thing. So anybody born between like 83 and 95, we're all born under Pluto and Scorpio energy. So the Scorpio also rules over the sex organs. So a lot of times we have the millennials have the podcast about sex all the time, or some kind of like, you know, or we're the ones that are like, look what they're feeding us. Look what they're, you know, we're the ones that are uncovering truth, because that Scorpio energy investigates. We're the ones that are exposing a lot of things like that. So we go through a lot of transformation, because Scorpio is transformation through emotions. Because like I said, it's the planet of like intensity, that Scorpio type of energy. The negative of this is that because it's the house of like philosophy, you could like really try to like superimpose your ideas on people. Yeah. Intensely, like the power struggle of like, no, I'm right. I'm right about my beliefs and what I know. And,
yes.
Okay.
Because like I saw it, and because you don't see it, you don't really.
You don't know.
You don't know what you don't know.
You should know. All right. So your North Node. So your North Node is your soul path. It is how. It's the way that your soul wants to go, where the type of energy it wants you to start having. So yours is in the sign of Taurus, and Taurus rules the second house of like money, possessions. Taurus is stable. Taurus is earth. Taurus is money. Taurus is tangible things, tangible items. So wanting you to focus on like stability, security, building material wealth. Is that what you're trying to do right now?
Okay. Yep. Generational wealth.
Oh, generational wealth. So, and also learning how to like enjoy like the simple pleasures of life, because Taurus is a sensual sign, meaning like touch, taste, smell, you know, really enjoying food, really enjoying beauty, like looking at things, listening to things, music, all like the simple things in life, to really enjoy those type of things. And it's also in the third house of communication. So learning how to network and mastering network, and that's how you're going to build your wealth, is through networking, communication, media. Houston. The third house is the house of media too. So it's a Gemini house. The information that you have can really change people's lives. Like it really can. Like there's a simple things that you've done with me that I'm like, if I didn't do that, I'm at home trying to make videos, and you have all this equipment, and that one little thing, that one little suggestion that you did, like I'm like, and I remember texting you, I was like, this has thousands of views. When I make it home, it doesn't do that. But over here is like, you know, so just like I said, have you ever thought about doing any kind of like investigative work, psychology or finance type of work?
Yep.
Oh,
for sure. Absolutely.
Okay. And then...
So this thing is working.
This is working, like the antennas. I'm just, like I said, I just be going off the dome now. I mean, I will, like, glance for reference, but I was like, no, like, I know. I am the future. So you and I actually both have the same placement, what's called a Moon-Mars conjunction. So a conjunction in somebody's chart is two planets that have the same zodiac sign, and then they're in the same house. They're in the same area. So Moon is the mother. It's also the food and nourishment. And also the Mars is the intensity. It's the fire. So do you like spicy food?
Yes.
I like spicy food too.
Yeah.
I'm always like,
spicy
give me
too.
the hot sauce. Give me the hot things, the hot fries, the Takis, even though like I don't eat those things. But, you know, every now and then liking spicy food. Would you say that you lack mental focus? Is your mind like this?
Yes.
All the time?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a very, you got it.
Your moon sign is in the house of possessions and material wealth. So are you thinking about those things a lot right now?
Yes, it is. It's scary when you close your eyes because I feel like you're about to hit us with something.
No, I'm just asking.
But yeah, definitely that's the mission, security, because, without security, you can't happen anymore. Right?
That is true. So your moon sign right now is progressed into Pisces. So Pisces is spirituality. This is why you're doing this right now.
Right.
Your moon is progressed into Pisces, even though you're a Libra moon. And so you can be thinking about those type of things, either creative things, just anything that's like outer realm. I
prefer nighttime. Does that?
Yeah, so creatives thrive at night, and they do better at nighttime. So like my sister, she is like up at midnight, like drawing, painting, because the moon is over your head, and the moon represents creativity.
Huh.
So that's why it's a little bit easier for, and I'm not like that. Like I get up at 6, like normally and just get up. But I have noticed that like the creatives in my life are like, midnight working, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, go to bed. Why are you awake right now? But they thrive better at nighttime.
And here we are. Yeah, and as you saw, it was super, super accurate. And
this was not rehearsed. No, for real, this was not rehearsed. Like, that's why I told you, I was like, are you sure you want to do this? Because I'm literally about to lay it all out. You got potential for affairs in the job place.
I mean, and I'm happy that I did. I got to hear a lot of things. It was.
You were nervous.
I'm still nervous right now, but it does make me feel a little bit better because everything starts to make sense. And like you said, all this is laid out for you. It's how you. It's how you react to it, but understand that everything is happening for a reason and stuff like that.
The 9th house is spiritual experiences that you cannot find in a book. And so there's a teeter-totter between like, do I learn this stuff and believe in it because it's written, or do I believe in it because I feel it?
True.
Are you going through that?
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
So wherever everybody has that north node, south node placement, the north node is the way that you should go. And then the south node is the benefits of hitting the target. So because you are learning these things based on facts or whatever.
Experience.
Yeah. So now it's like, okay, I reap the benefits now of learning if it was a book, I read it. Now I can go on a spiritual journey. Now I can gain from the south node, the opposite house kind of thing. And I've learned that with my own self. Mine is in the house of Leo, which is self. And then the other is the Aquarius house, which is the networks. And so what happens in life is that the south node part gets taken away from you for a little bit. And it's like, well, now you're going to see what life is like only having this thing.
Like and you were saying, like in your time when you were surrounded by people.
Oh, I was surrounded by so many people.
Yeah, and then you've been around celebrities, and she's been on big shows and stuff like that. TMZ. She's been around big people in the industry.
Yeah.
People know her, so now she's...
Yeah, and then after a while, it was like all that went away because of COVID, and, it was just stopped. Mm-hmm. And so there was no choice but to be by myself and, start making videos and do little things like that. And then now that I know it will work, there's still frustrations in this You know, there's a roadblock right now, but it still needs to be done. I've learned myself, and there's no like, this isn't it. Like, there's so many more things. Like, you can start putting in, what does this and this two mean together? What does this two mean together? What does this degree mean? Even you know, when you're like, all Sagittarius are not the same because there's 3 sections of Sagittarius. There's 3 different like groups of Sagittarius. So it's crazy. Much more complex than, oh, I'm a Sagittarius and you're a Sagittarius and we're the same. It's like, no. Because you can be a Sagittarius and you have all this fire and air, but somebody can have all water and earth and they're super sensitive and they're crybabies and, you know, those kind of things.
This has been my reading. And if you want something in-depth like this, if you want to learn yourself, if you want to understand more about your journey, I encourage you to hit her up. And again, where can they find you on Instagram?
You can find me at Jalisa_Danielle. Still kind of shadow banned, but just DM me because I don't have a website.
I was a bit nervous, but the good thing is that I had a good time. I learned a lot. And this was cool. Like I said, she held my hand through the whole thing. We got through it, and it's all right. And like I said,
it's not like why people think I'm like, whoa, you're gonna like, you know, like whatever you want.
I thought you were, because people think you're gonna read it. It's like, according to this chart, it says you're a piece of shit.
No, it says positive and negatives of every placement, and everybody has something somewhere. That's the thing too. It's like nobody has a perfect life.
Yeah.
And you know, some people may have it, or what seems like they have it better. They could have monetarily better. They could have like a relationship, but there's always a positive and negative of every single sign and every placement. So what someone has that you're like, man, I wish I was doing that. It's like, are you sure? Because they also have this. Yeah. So you don't think you want to swap lives. So just be happy where you are and what you have.
Yeah, be grateful for the journey. And that's been the episode. Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Woo. Clap, 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 clap.